Okay, so Chucky season 3, episode 4, Dress to Kill. That's what it's called. Of course, it starts out with a previously on fucking Chucky, which I love. And Brad Dourif has fun, but he says it differently. Anyway, so this episode, like a lot of people saying, they're kind of getting bored of the kids. And I've been saying the opposite. This episode, I was kind of bored with them. Yeah, like the one single highlight, which I will get to, which might even be on the thumbnail. I haven't decided yet. I will get to that. But yeah, no, so the kids are at the White House because they got the invite from dude before, and they're all dressed as Chucky, and I don't know why. They don't say why. They're all dressed as different versions of Chucky. Devin has the hard hat. I remember that one. Lexi's Chucky. I don't know. He saw the trailer, and then Devin cut his arms like a wrestler or something, so it was all rough. I don't know. And yeah, it's never explained. That bugs me. But yeah, they're at the party, and this episode starts with a news brief about how it was the 1 year anniversary of when the first family lost one of their kids, Joseph, and he's known to be wearing a Phantom of the Opera outfit. But it circles back. And so the younger brother has to talk with his older brother, okay? And he's almost likable, the older brother. Almost. That's one more moment I'm going to get to it again, where he's almost likable. But yeah, so we get to the first lady, and she's talking to the weird FBI agent dude at this point, other people are asking why he's even there, rightfully so. And she's all like, no, fuck you. And he's like, no, this is what's going to happen. And then she's like, okay. Like, no, what happened to that backbone you just had? Like, I don't know. And then she says something, and he says, I like the way you said that. I had, like, a thought when he first showed up, like they were on an affair or not. But then he said that shit. I'm like, what? It's weird. I just have this power over the first lady of all people. Anyway, so yeah, they're making sure the party that they're throwing in the White House will be safe. He's worried about it, obviously. He's like, I got it. I'm going to take all the precautions, but a Halloween party at the White House, that sounds fun but dangerous. So yeah, anyway, we got Tiffany, who is being taken to where she'll be executed at. And she's given a tour on the way to her cell by one of two really good characters that I grew to like real quick. I don't know how to explain it. I guess it's like Green Miles. She's walking her to her cell, and she made pretty damn sure to let Tiffany know she'll be there when it happens. But yeah, she does not like Tiffany, but I like her in her accent. Like they're in Texas, which yeah. And the way she is towards Tiffany, again, she does not like her. I tried to read her name tag, I couldn't. I wasn't wearing the glasses. So, but yeah, and then we were introduced to, again, the best highlight of the whole episode. The second I saw her name in the credits, Nia Vardalos, okay? Those who know who that is, she's the girl from My Big Fat Greek Wedding, that whole franchise, the movies and the TV show. Yeah, remember that? And that, what timing? My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 is about to come out, and now she's on Chucky. From the 90s, you really remember she was on Drew Carey's show for a couple episodes with her then real life husband, Ian Gomez. She had those intense eyes at the pissed off wife. Like, yeah. And now she's here on Chucky once again, and she's basically like almost like Martha Stewart, homemaker. Like she's known for like doing cooking shows, and she's doing one in jail. When just the best scene ever happens, we'll get there. But yeah, and apparently she's there because he baked her husband into a pie because he cheated on her or something. Like yeah, and she bonds with Tiffany for like a half a second before Tiffany mentions that or Jennifer, that's fucking confusing because he thinks she's Jennifer Tilly. And then she's like, oh, I loved you in this. She's like, oh no, that was Meg Tilly, her sister. And then Tiffany talks about how she murdered Meg Tilly, which discusses Nia Vardalos. And this pisses off Tiffany and leads to the scene, the best scene in the whole last episode. But we cut back to the White House at this boring party. And we're introduced to a babysitter. And yeah, those don't do too well in slashers. This is no exception. And that also leads to really good highlight. I'll get to that. But yeah, the babysitter who's instantly likable once again. She's dressed like Mary Poppins because of course she is. Of course she is. I get it. It's all about the paranormal because of course she is. Of course she is. I get it. And she talks to the young kid about the paranormal and everything. Well, she tries to, but the parents put a stop to it. But then she starts up when they leave again. She's like, yeah, it's fine being the paranormal. I've seen things like ghosts. Even here at the White House. I'm like, what? And yes, the White House is said to be haunted by some past presidents. Like even like Lincoln is said to haunt a part of the White House. And they mentioned that. And she says she saw Lincoln. I'm like, okay. But then they decided to show a trailer for next year. Apparently there will be ghosts. You had the perfect opportunity to do that, and it makes sense. When Chucky went to Amityville, they're doing it at the White House again, which, yes, it's supposed to be kind of haunted, but ghosts? Come on. But yeah. Oh, excuse me. And this babysitter, she seems so fun. And she just has a background in theater, which makes all the sense. She's so very, very theatrical with everything she does. Makes it that much more likable to me. And Chucky is sitting behind her. And she comes in with a knife because Chucky wanted to carve, well, that was his cover to get a knife. He told the kid to ask her to carve a pumpkin. She's like, nope, I'll really carve it. And she comes to check on the kid with the knife. Says he was done. It looks like she is the slasher, but she's obviously not. Weird. She sets the knife down on the bed and talks to the kid, like I said before. And Chucky's there looking at the knife. And he's also dressed like the Phantom of the Opera. Yeah. But again, we're not done yet with that. I'll circle back. And so after this talk, she asks him to play hide and seek. He says yes, they do. She counts. And she runs out to find him. And Chucky's gone. So it's a knife. Yeah. Jump back to Jennifer Tilly. Jennifer Tilly / Tiffany. This shit is so confusing. Who again is telling everyone who was here that she's Tiffany, not Jennifer, whatever. Like her guard, whatever's not having it. She pissed off Nia Vardalos. She's not having it. She's there in her cell, waiting for her. In her cell, waiting for her package, her voodoo package. Which is more than just that book, that Voodoo for Dummies book. Turns out there's a bunch of voodoo dummies in there, and we haven't seen voodoo dummies in this franchise since the first movie, and we haven't seen anyone get murdered by one since the first movie. The infamous magical Negro. Yeah, they didn't do a bad job. I'm just so over that trope. Anyway, like I just rewatched Child's Play before I watched this new episode of Chucky, so it's fresh. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, and she gets a cigarette that Nia Vardalos had. Oh, I forgot to mention. After she pisses off Nia Vardalos, she puts her cigarette down. She puts it out, and the sparks look so beautiful. I've never seen that before. And my dad was a smoker. He smoked a number of things. I ain't never seen that before. I don't know. And Tiffany picks up the cigarette, and it goes for back in her cell. She has her stuff. She puts it on the voodoo doll, and then that scene happens. Wow. Like, Nia Vardalos, she's doing her thing, her cooking things in front of the other prisoners, like a cooking show. And then Tiffany, really, she plays with her the whole time, for most of the time, it's also like she's using a knife to cut something, but then she slams it down. And like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, fine. And Tiffany does it again. And then she makes her slam her hand down and do the knife thing from if you saw Aliens, what Bill Paxton did with the knife, what he did in the robot. She makes her do that, just like Bill Paxton. She's screaming like, That was pretty funny. And she has her like, it's pretty graphic and messed up, but it's so funny because Nia Vardalos, her timing was perfect. She has her like cutting her skin off, peeling the skin off her fingers like you would an apple. She has her like cutting herself up, and they're like, the guards are like have the guns pointed at her, like stop that. She's like, but I can't. Somebody else. It's just, my goodness, man. And she has her bang her head against something and dunk her head in this boiling hot shit water, like the Jason X kill. Except instead of freezing it, like mess her face up. That's what finally gets her. And I'm doing no justice explaining it. Like, watch that scene. If anything, that's the highlight of this whole episode for me. Wow. Like, the second I saw her name show up, I knew this shit would be crazy, and it was. So we're back at the party, and oh yeah, they teased earlier with the chandelier, because Family Opera, they always gotta do that. And then the babysitter's at the party, and a giant ass screw falls to the ground. She picks it up, she looks up, and they do this cool shot where you see that it was Chucky who did it, and then it falls down on top of her and a bunch of side characters that I forgot about. One of them was kind of had this old school like reporter costume, but said press with the fedora. I thought that was cool, but aside from that, I forgot these people existed. I guess they kind of don't know. And they're all crushed along with the babysitter. According to Chucky, 13 people were crushed under that chandelier. But then the babysitter gets up, and this is the single greatest use of CGI in this whole ass franchise. Like, I've been telling you, every single time they use it, it didn't look right. It looked perfect here. She stands up with her umbrella. She opens it, and she's all wobbly. Get a close up of her face. People are reacting. We don't know why. We finally see why. And it begins to peel and cut and just fall off and show the skull and the muscle. And then she falls back down. And because you don't survive that. Beautiful use of CGI there. That's how the hell you use CGI in this franchise, okay? That was wow. Also, there's been someone walking around this party who was about the size of this deceased kid, wearing the same costume. I think it's obviously Lexi's sister. But they managed to draw the president out. And then we cut to the kids. They split up. Lexi is with a dude, and he gives her a tour of the White House. Again, I said he was almost likable. They're bonding over their missing / deceased siblings, and it's a good moment. She waits to look at it. I'm like, oh, so it's going to be a thing. But then he pulls a Scream 2 and starts singing, and plays a song, starts singing to her, like Jerry O'Connell did in Scream 2, and her face changes, like, he starts jumping on her bed trying to get her up there, and she's like, he's like, come up here. She's like, no. And she gets him down and thankfully plays a much better song in Blue Oyster Cult's Don't Feel the Reaper, which is making the rounds this year, ain't it? And here it's way less fucked up than it was in that Iron Claw trailer. Yeah. And she says her dad used to play her all the time. I get it. I saw season 1. And yeah, this dude was almost likable. Almost. And that was in these 2 scenes. And we're in the hallway, and all 3 of the kids are there. The youngest kid has the Chucky doll, and they all meet. Okay, Lexi and the kids and they all meet the doll. They stop in their tracks. Devin pulls his phone out. I don't know why. And the kid's older brother gets mad. It's like, turn that phone off. I said, turn that phone off. Literally, when they were out meeting, he stopped talking to Lexi and looked at Devin and Jake and were like, you're not following me. You should. And they took their phones and made him follow them. Now he's like, put the phone down. I get it's his younger brother. And he knocks it out of Devin's hand, and the lights go out. Chucky's missing. And then the whole thing. Chucky's doing his chant. And there are people outside. I'm like, you don't see this with mine. They look up and they see it. First time ever in the franchise. But it dissipates. And then Chucky takes off his mask, just like Phantom Opera, and you see that he's gotten worse with his affliction. Like, he looks way older. And that was a beautiful, that's why he chose Phantom Opera. It was genius. I love it. And that is the episode. I don't think I left anything out of significance. Like I said, it was for me, save from Nia Vardalos and the babysitter. It's literally about it. Yeah. And they showed a trailer for what's happening next year. Again, it looks like the actual ghost. Oh, right. The president and first lady are dressed as the JFK and Jackie Kennedy. So they're dressed as a different president and first lady. Okay. I literally had the same reaction as the older kid. He was like, but you look exactly the same, like the exact same. Anyway, but yeah, so it was an episode minus Nia Vardalos and the babysitter, both of which were taken too soon. I was kind of liking those side characters that I forgot about, but they were taken too soon as well. Again, I'm liking Tiffany Jennifer's guard, really liking her. But then, oh right, so the guard brings Tiffany her food at the end of the episode. Tiffany's like, did Nia Vardalos make this? I forgot her name. And the guard's like, no. And Tiffany's like, is it a dessert? And the guard spits in her food. I'm like, ugh. For the first time, I don't like her. And she was chewing gum. She's like, sorry, just juicy fruit. And Tiffany looks happy. She takes the gum. She makes another voodoo doll. And crouches like a baby. And the guard runs back in. This time, completely different. Crouches the actress. Her eyes like completely different. Like almost childlike. In the way she talks to Tiffany is almost childlike. And Tiffany convinces her to get something from the other guards so she can make more dolls to get out of jail. Because a lot of people are like, Tiffany's going to get out. And I'm like, obviously. Okay. And a lot of people are like, this obviously isn't the last Chucky doll, which I'm of two minds on. I mean, yeah, it could easily be another one somewhere, or Brad Dourif is in his 70s now. This could be a way to finally write his version of Chucky out. So, I don't know. But anyway, that was the mid-season finale. Did not really feel like one for me. Again, aside from, once again, Nia Vardalos, not babysitter. I'm going to keep talking about him. Wow. But yeah, thank you for watching.